Yeah, well, Tim Wilms, how you going, mate?
I'm
Thirsty
good.
Thursday.
You made sure
Getting
that
on the.
we were streaming to the Unshackled channel this time tonight. Last week, you accidentally kept it on the Wilms front channel, and my web camera was all good to go on time. So we've started out on the right track. So cheers. Let's drink to that.
There you go. Cheers, Tim.
Oh, it's
Thirsty
been
Thursday.
another what you would call a bizarro week even for the current year.
Yeah, mate, it's so good. Are you feeling super straight? I feel like the whole world's just about to unleash. The LGBTQ extremists are like, aren't they at each other's throats?
In terms of, well, they don't like the fact that there's members of or who identify as LGBTIQ whatever, who aren't far left communists. They held their own separate on the weekend, their own separate Mardi Gras protest in Sydney on Friday afternoon, the Pride in Protest. Their goal is to ban all police corporates in the Liberal Party from the Mardi Gras, which is, well, that's their three biggest supporters these days. The official Mardi Gras was at the SCG to be COVID safe. So they're allowed to have, 35,000 people at the SCG plus 5,000 marchers. But Gladys, she still doesn't think that the Anzac Day parade in Sydney is that COVID safe.
Fuck. Are you joking? So what? They might not do Anzac Day, but they let this happen.
Oh, they will, but not many people will be allowed.
Right. That's fucked. I wonder if we're going to have a super straight float on the in the gay Mardi Gras next year, Tim.
Just explain for those who haven't paid much attention to the news this week, what is super straight? Because obviously everyone knows what straight / heterosexual is. But what's super straight?
Oh, fucking super straight. It's like, so this young lad, I don't know if he's like Mexican or fuck, I guess it doesn't even matter. But he's there, and I think he said, he's like, some bitch said to him, like, would you date a tranny? And he's like, no, I'd only date a woman, born a woman. That's it.
Yeah, I've got it up on my screen if you share it.
Yeah. So they've gone and they've put him under the pump.
Yeah, he looks Asian to me.
Maybe he's Asian. The Asians are base.
A mixture.
Maybe he's like a African American Indian. I don't know. A Mexican and Asian. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. The guys.
Kyle Royce is his name. So it's a very white name. So those who don't know what he looks like would probably read it and say, "Oh well." As this says, he's the Pink News, which is the cultural Marxist LGBT website founded by Benjamin Cohen. So their headline was "Transphobic Trans Super Straight" had links to the far right and neo-Nazis, and then they show there is.
What the fuck? Transphobic? Yeah, because you can't say, like, all the young guys saying, he's like, I don't want to date a fucking tranny. Some bitch said to him, if you don't date a tranny, you're transphobic. And he's like, fuck off, bitch. He's like, I'm super straight. That's my pronoun. That's my fucking add it to your LGBT list. I'm pretty sure he's kind of saying like, everyone who's into the LGBT blah 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 bullshit, or the big list, they'll be like, I'm born this way, you have to accept me. And he's just like, accept me for being super straight, bitch. That's all he's saying. And now it's like, it's gone in 24 hours. Now it's like a new super cult. Super straights everywhere. Super straights global. People are waking up.
Yeah, it was you would say the dominant sexuality for nearly all of human history.
Yeah. It was the dominant. It is the dominant. I mean, the LGBT is like, fuck, I don't know, 2% of the population. Let's call it 2%. What do you think it is, Tim?
Well, who knows really, because it's always exaggerated.
It's always exaggerated. It doesn't even matter because I seen like, I think there was like arguments on the Twitter, and the young fella was like, people were arguing on the Twitter, and like the lesbians were coming out, and the lesbians and the gays were coming out in defense of the young guy, because they were like, some lesbians like, yeah, the trannies have put it on me, and I'm like, I don't want no fucking tranny. Like, if she's a dead set lesbian, she's like, I don't want no bloke who had his fucking his booty chopped off. Not good enough. She's full hard out.
Well, what are called the TERFs, the trans exclusionary radical feminists. A lot of them are lesbians, and so they're part of what the cultural Marxists and communists call the LGBT community. So there's even elements within that community that says that no, we as lesbians, we don't want to date trans women.
They don't want no fucking weird ass bloke. Because if you were like a trans bloke who cut his dick off just to get with a fucking bitch, that's what it comes down to, Tim. Well, that's fucking sick in the head.
There are a lot of, well, they might identify as straight, but have a thing for trans people who've transitioned to the opposite sex to them.
I guess all these Aussie blokes are going to Thailand, you know, grabbing a fistful of ladyboy man chest.
Well, you can just date here at home now. Remember, the slogan is holiday at home. If you fancy a trans woman, you can just get one here at home. You don't need to travel overseas. You can even get...
Someone said there's 400,000 LGBTs in Australia. So out of that, there's a few trans. What do the trans want? The trans like straight people, Tim. This is a problem. It's not a mutual thing. The trans are like predators, mate. They're predators.
We're told that sexuality is different from gender identity. So you can your transgender or gender dysphoria has nothing to do with your sexual preference.
I don't think I'm ever going to get it, Tim. Good thing you're here to fucking keep me on the line.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And prevent you from saying something that's too ignorant, or if you do, correct you.
You could correct my ignorance.
I'm only looking out for you because I don't want to see you get hauled before some tribunal or your channel being turned over to hate state.
I know. Then they'd have to explain it to me in court. And I'll be like, look, mate, you're not explaining it good enough.
Yeah, because one of
Tim Wilms tried on live air. He didn't have it in him. He couldn't do it.
One of your fellow Christians, Lyle Shelton, he's battling a LGBT discrimination complaint in your state.
Yeah. Oh, Lyle, I seen him the other day. Every time I see Lyle, he's like, "Fuck, Dusty, how you going?" He said, I said to Lyle, we went to that church and state summit, right? And I was sitting behind Lyle. And he goes, they showed a video of like whoever's the speakers are for next year. And I said, yo, Lyle, I'm speaking next year. And he's like, you'll be in fucking jail. I didn't say fuck. He said, you'll probably be in jail this time next year. I was like, what? I'll be preaching the gospel in jail, mate.
You know that Lyle Shelton, he appeared in that, well, he posted to his Twitter a selfie with the Brisbane Proud Boys a couple of years back, but he recently deleted it from his Twitter because of the more intense scrutiny the Proud Boys have been under after January 6th. And I'm wondering, like, it was shared around screenshotted by everybody who hates you, just because you deleted it from your Twitter, is not going to go away. I noticed that Dave Pello, he's still, he's still, or you would say, well, not pleased, but sort of proud, unapologetic for appearing in the. Dave Pello did the two-finger Winston Churchill salute. He didn't go for the OK sign, as a few of the members of your chapter did. But though Dave Pello, in his reproduction of the selfie, he replaced Lyle Shelton's face with Winston Churchill doing the two-finger salute.
Yeah, because someone like, didn't he write a defense piece, and he kind of Dave said he's like I'll sit at the table with any sinner. Like, if anyone who's open-minded and keen for a chat, I'm not going to write them off. Yeah, it was kind of nice. Like, good on you, Dave. Like, legend of a bloke. And
this was on his Good Source network. So he still stands by, is unashamed of the selfie, which is good to see. And in that article, he said, well, the people who are bagging me for it, some of them are open Satanists. So
I've got that many interviews with all these politicians, that are like, that I just have to like, I'm going to have to re-release them all, maybe on censored TV. And then they'll be like, all these politicians are going to have to write an article like Dave. Check the new shirt out. Check this shit out. Dusty drinking team. Bang, fully Australian made.
People are saying in the Unshackled chat, is super straight is that a sexuality now as straight as Milo? Because he identifies as an ex-gay now.
Yeah, straight as Milo. There he is. That's right, Tim. He's identifying as straight. This is for real. Is this the power of, he's had some spiritual revelation, or is he just like...
Well, that's what people are wondering. Well, yes.
Did he have his heart broken? His husband cheated on him or something?
That's the reports that I've heard. His black husband, who actually had a son through a straight relationship.
No shit. Imagine if his partner cheated on him with a woman. Would that hurt more?
Yeah, that would be, well, we're definitely in what would you call the new age?
The new age. All the gay guys are going straight. They want to be super straight. And it's like, I wonder if Milo is pissed off that the super straight thing has come along to steal his thunder. Because, like, you know what I mean? He's like, well, I bet you there's articles.
Yeah, I'm sure that Milo is planning to date cis women, which is super straight.
He's going to date super straight women.
Well, super straight women if he would date a cis woman, like he would be dating a cis woman, she would be dating a cis man. They're a super straight couple.
To be super straight. Tim Wilms, power of Milo Yiannopoulos. I can't believe that, dude. I remember going and seeing him speaking on the Gold Coast, and I was like, I cannot believe I'm paying to see this like gay dude talk. But it was fucking hilarious. I swear he was more smash drunk than I. Like, the most drunk I've ever got on a Thirsty Thursday, he like topped it.
Possibly.
He must have been wasted.
I didn't go pay to...
You missed it, dude. That was fucking like history.
Well, the Melbourne one, definitely. I covered the subsequent hearings and trials of the Milo 5. I covered all the post Milo Melbourne event, which the Victorian government at the time decided to issue Damien Costas, the organizer, director of Penthouse Australia, $50,000 for protection money because of all the Antifa protests, and they what did they charge Dave Pello for the Lauren Southern and Stefan Molyneux? Or something like 68,000. They eventually withdrew that charge, just like the Victoria Police have withdrawn a lot of the COVID fines during our lockdowns of the past year.
And so did Damo have to pay the 50 grand or whatever for Milo?
No, he was never going to pay. He
just said, fuck ya.
Yeah, well, and
the cops should have just gone and fucking sledged these dirty commies with mace and just been like, fuck off out of here, you filthy cunts. That's the days where you wish you became a police officer. You just go and bash these filthy fucking commie scum.
They got so triggered when the Victoria Police took some more physical action against them at the IMARC protest at the end of 2019, and they got super triggered because a Victorian police officer did the OK sign, and they wanted an investigation into supposed racism in the Victoria Police. Thankfully, that police officer didn't face any disciplinary action. In fact, they sent him to guard one of the hotels where some of the Melbourne refugees were staying, and the lefties were going to protest. So they sent him there as well. Basically, they would have been super triggered.
No shit.
Seeing
that
him
was
there.
Like a bad decision. They've sent him to like another cesspool. Fucking
maybe he volunteered for it.
Maybe he loves it. He wants his opportunity to fucking. I mean,
they did try to
concede concrete.
No, they did try to get him fired. It's not like he didn't do anything violent, like I
reckon this is the new super straight.
Yeah,
this
is
the
super straight sign.
This is the super straight sign, right?
Make sure
the pointy emoji and then the bang and the fucking okay.
Make sure it's wide enough so that it can fit through there. Because if you make it too small, it'll
look gay.
Yeah.
You're too gay. It's going to be top. It's going to be like that. Bang.
Exactly.
So if you ever see these emojis, bang, you know what it is. It's super straight. That's the super straight hand sign. You know, like the Bloods and the Crips, and they've got all the like weird fucking hand signs. Well, the super straight have their own hand sign.
Maybe there needs to be a re-release of MC Hammer's song. We talked about last week how Dolly Parton had redone her Jolene song about the vaccine. Maybe MC Hammer needs to do super straight.
Yeah, that'd be fucking excellent. So tell me more juice about Milo Yiannopoulos. Tell me the story. There's got to be more to the story, Tim. So he's come out. He's saying, that's it. I've had enough. I'm going super straight.
Yeah, so this reporter for LifeSite News, which is a Catholic conservative website based in Canada here, Doug Mannering. So asked him, I imagine that to many who follow you, your recent decision to publicly identify as Milo ex-gay may seem like a 180-degree turn. Are you also surprised that your life has taken this turn? It was an unsurprising, a natural, and perhaps inevitable progression in your life. I ask this because over the last few years, things that you've said have hinted at being drawn at this direction. Well, I used to kid that I only became gay to torment my mother. I wasn't entirely joking. Of course, I was never wholly at home in the gay lifestyle. Who is? Who could be? And only leaned heavily into it in public because it drove liberals crazy to see a handsome, charismatic, intelligent gay man righteously celebrating conservative principles. That's not to say I didn't throw myself enthusiastically into degeneracy of all kinds in my private life. I suppose I felt that's all I deserved. I'd love to say it was all an act and that I've been straight this whole time, which a lot of people do suspect, but even I don't have that kind of commitment to performance art. Talk about method acting.
There's no way he's been straight the whole time. Like, he's fucking gay. And
when he first arrived on the scene, I did I did have my doubts whether he was a genuine, because he doesn't have a particularly gay voice and doesn't he didn't tickle my gaydar, and it's usually never wrong.
No shit. So you've been onto it the whole time, Tim?
Well, I just said I had my suspicions it could be an act, which he acknowledges that there've always been those suspicions.
No shit. He's like a WWE pro wrestler. He's like the Undertaker. He's gone fucking 20 years in character, mate.
Plenty of actors and performance artists what are termed gay for pay. I mean, Cam, the big fat guy on Modern Family, the actor who played him wasn't gay.
Yeah, he pretended to be gay just for the money. But that's only acting. I reckon Milo. Fuck. Anyway, I would be surprised to see him if he actually gets a woman.
The only sort of you would say real life performance art gay for pay is Sacha Baron Cohen's Bruno. I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen is married to a woman, but he played this gay Austrian fashion designer Bruno, and Sacha Baron Cohen
full gay.
Well, yes, to basically, he was the opposite of Milo. He wanted to troll redneck conservatives.
Yeah.
Where Milo wanted to make the Liberals' heads explode by saying, look, there's a gay conservative and he's allowed to be a part of the conservative movement, and lots of conservatives turn up to his shows.
It's hard out. And so, like, what's Milo gonna do? He's given up his gay status and he's no longer married to a black man. So, like, he was like the intersectional character who you couldn't call homophobic or racist.
No,
so like now what is he? He's just a white Christian man.
He had a thing for black men, don't forget.
So now he's just a white Christian male. Or is he actually Jewish? His mum's a Jew or something.
He's got a bit of Jewish in him, but he identifies as a Catholic. But what I want to know now, has he? Because obviously we know that he's not a back virgin, to use that language, but has he lost his front virginity? Is he a front virgin? Or is he saving his front virginity now until marriage?
He's been pure the whole time. He's been waiting for marriage, Tim.
Maybe I can do a traditional marriage.
Yeah, I can do dusty shotgun weddings, Tim, over Skype.
Yeah, and
we'll make it happen.
I noticed that some people are saying that Milo is a divorcee and divorce is a sin. But in Jesus's eyes, in God's eyes, is a gay marriage and a gay divorce, is it real?
It doesn't exist. It's not real.
So he's not a
man-made.
Yeah, he's not a divorcee in God's eyes.
Nah, he's just like a bloke who's having a crack at life, He's coming around.
And he can repent for all of his
filthy ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's done worse things.
And he's able to declare this because he lives in Florida in the United States. He doesn't live in Victoria or Australia, where whoever helped him become straight could be imprisoned for 10 years or get a $200,000 fine. Thanks to Dan Andrews' recent...
200,000.
Yes.
Fuck. That's unbelievable, eh? So Milo, if he comes to Australia, he's going to end up in a Victorian gulag.
No, only Hetty's conversion happened in Victoria.
There's going to be a warrant out for his arrest, Tim.
Yeah. I have to say,
they're going to extradite him to Victoria.
Well, if the US can extradite Julian Assange as an Australian from the UK to the US for committing espionage against the US, even though he's not a US citizen, I'm sure there'll be a future way to bring wrong thinkers to the state of Victoria, extradite them here, to face their thought crimes.
That's right.
Mm.
How do I pronounce this beer, Tim? Dusty Bogan. You tried. How do you say this beer? Tsingtao.
Tsingtao. I think the T is
Tsingtao.
Because
no, I've never had it.
Because you know that obviously everyone's talking about Joe Biden's terrible press secretary, Jen Psaki. Her name is spelled Psaki. The P is silent, so it's not Psaki, it's Saki.
And that's the redhead bird, is that right?
Yeah, the one who always says she'll circle back. I'm not sure about that, but we've appointed a minority to that position.
There you go. I thought so. The name sounds Asian, so she sounds Asian on paper, but in real life, she's just a crazy ginger feminist, probably a dog mum.
Well, she used to be a pundit on MSNBC and was a deputy assistant secretary, whatever, in the Obama administration.
Yeah, right. What a bitch.
Everyone's wondering how long she'll last.
Oh, they flip them fucking media people's the handlers like pretty quickly, don't they? Give her 4 months, bang, they get rid of her. She'd be gone, mate.
She could, because obviously Trump's initial press secretary Sean Spicer, he showed just how terrified and scared and uncomfortable he was in the job. Maybe, Jen Psaki puts on a professional face when she's saying, "I'll circle back to you," but she could, after those press briefings, just go into the next room and just cry.
Yeah, she's got a brave face for like just a wee bit. Damn, all these people are donating to my PayPal, Tim. I told everyone on my Telegram, I'm like, we're gonna do a banner drop for Super Straight in 2 weeks' time or in a few weeks' time, whatever. And bang, the money's rolling in. It's more money than banners I can buy.
That's another thing that Milo was involved in, the Straight Pride Parade in Boston, Massachusetts.
But this is what we need. We need to do like a counter. When the Mardi Gras on, we should like counter straight pride, super straight protest.
Have you seen on YouTube? It's an old fast forward comedy sketch from the early 90s, the Melbourne Straight Mardi Gras, reported on by Margaret Bland.
Is it real? When did this happen? In the 60s?
It's a sketch from the early 90s.
Yeah. I guess the local pub is like straight Mardi Gras every day.
It's 2021. There's like a gay, like a gay section in every pub now.
A gay section? Nah.
Oh, I'm just saying that's probably the case. I mean,
When I went to Sydney, like every pub had like there was like BWS fridges, and they'd have the gay flag on it, and I was like, we don't have this in Brisbane.
Dan
Murphy
changed their changed their logo to be rainbow. Dan had rainbows all across his face.
Dan the gay. What is he? Irish? Is Murphy Irish? He's a gay Irish.
I believe so. Yes.
There you go. That's what it is. Yeah, but see now, like this is the thing. So, do you think Milo Yiannopoulos, circling back, it's now better for him to troll as a straight man? Well, back in the day, to troll
to say that he's an ex-gay now.
Ex-gay is the most controversial thing that he can be, right?
Well, as I just said, to help somebody become an ex-gay in Victoria is illegal now.
You're getting fucking locked up in the gulag, mate. It's all over. Yeah, what do you think the fucking Pope would say? You reckon the Pope would go and have lunch with Milo? The Pope went to like Iraq this week.
Yeah, which I think it's one of the best things that Pope Francis has ever done, because he visited the one of the Christian towns in Iraq, which ISIS had attempted to destroy and genocide, and
Yeah.
it looks such a wonderful place now.
Bang. Look at these old codgers. How come the Pope didn't have to wear a mask? The other blokes are like wearing a mask, half wearing the mask.
Oh, well,
He's gone and he's caught up with the boys. He's like, yo, we got rid of ISIS, you mad. Fucking.
Though I have to say now, like we used to look at the footage of all the bombs going off in Iraq, the destruction of property, and think, wow, how can there be anything left in that rubble? But fast forward to the 2020s, and well, there's not much difference between, say, the city of Portland in the United States and what is it, downtown Bandag or Fallujah in the 2000s.
Yeah, they've rebuilt quick. Or
yeah, but I'm saying that US cities now, they're not much different to early 2000s Iraqi cities.
Well, Portland's had more fucking. I bet you the local commie scumbags in Portland care less for their own city than these Iraqis. You know what I mean? The Iraqis probably get a bomb dropped on them or a fucking protest or some, conflict going on. I bet you they're out there cleaning it up and fucking, oh, fuck. Terrorist comes and blows up the local fucking shop, wipes people out, and they're out there the next day, Tim, cleaning it up. Not in Portland. This is never-ending fucking carrying on like retards.
That's called broken windows, or policing, or community. That you as soon as like something's vandalized or smashed, you clean it up the next day to show somebody cares. Because if you leave it like that, it's a demonstration of urban decay, and it just gets worse.
Yeah, they did like a study on it, didn't they?
Yeah, it was fine. This type of philosophy was spearheaded by Rudy Giuliani in New York when he was mayor.
Yeah, it was like the kids who walk past the fucking glass house and they see a smashed window, and every day they just keep smashing the fucking windows. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
turns into like Chicago or one of these shithole Detroit or something.
There's a shithole. Like, you don't.
It's a shithole.
There's lots of shitholes around the world.
That's right. Not in Brisbane or Queensland. We're shithole free. Yeah, so they rolled out the red carpet, fucking the Pope. Anyway, I think it's kind of like. It's one of these weird things, is like the Pope watering down Christianity. So there's no like, it's like, oh, we believe in one God. And he's like watering it down. So there's no like distinction or something. Like that's just weird.
I'm no fan of Pope Francis and his globalist agenda.
It's like a one world religion. He's trying to create some one world religion here. So I'm sure these Christians in fucking Iraq, they don't believe in his one world watered down fucking fake religion.
No, but I think the Pope as a Christian, I think this is one of the best things he's ever done. Like, show that the Christian community has recovered and is vibrant in Iraq now. I mean, that's a really good story.
Bloody oath. Never give up, because, like, I think I was reading an article. They said there was something like, let's say there was like a million Christians in Iraq, and now there's only like 250,000 of them. So, fuck, 75% of the Christians have gotten the fuck out of there. But the ones that are stuck around, they're in it. They're sticking around. They're saying, do a beer bong. Take a beer bong, you animal. I know. I'll fucking rip a beer bong for the people, Tim. For the super straight.
I might have a refill as well.
This is dedicated to all the fucking super straights out there. Tim Wilms on the goon bag. What an animal. There you go.
It's
God
not
bless
bad.
yous.
Just stick it in the fridge, and yeah, it's good to go.
Yeah, well, China ain't buying our goon, so someone's got to fucking buy it. Hey, Tim.
They're not buying our seafood or barley. It's so terrible.
Fuck him.
And
this is why I've done my Australian-made T-shirts.
Yeah,
and, I'm like Homer Simpson, Tim. I'm like Homer Simpson. Yeah, Homer just wears his white shirt and his blue jeans. See, I just wear a black T-shirt. So I'm like thinking, I went and bought a fuckload of Australian-made T-shirts and made them, embroidered them.
That's one of the
they're
things.
They're so good. I don't even want to put them up on my website to sell. That was the initial plan, and now I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I like them so much. I just want to keep them all to myself.
That's one of the few things you have in common with Tom Sewell. He said he has about 20 of the grey shirts that he wears in every video now, and he told his Telegram audience that when his grey shirt got ripped after he allegedly assaulted the current affairs security guard, that it's okay, I've got like another 19 of these grey shirts. So he's a bit Homer Simpson as well, always wearing the grey shirt.
That's me. I wear the same black T-shirt. All you got to do is find something that fits good. Fits well.
I wear the same styled shirt on all these Wilms front programs. Different colored shirts, but they're all the same. I'm not going to mention the brand that I wear because some people watching might accuse me of being sponsored by them, and then they'll send angry emails to that.
Well, mate, I got my custom shirts. Dusty Drinking Team, mate. I think I almost sold out of my Dusty Drinking Team hats. I need to get them sorted. But anyway, you know me, Tim. As soon as all this COVID shit happened, I said we're going to buy Australian made. I was like, we've got to start doing it. And that's why I've done these shirts. I never want to wear a fucking made in China shirt again. It pisses me off. Honestly.
Would you get made in, say, about 20 years ago, everything was made in Taiwan. There's nothing wrong with made in Taiwan. You should, I think, specify not made in People's Republic of China, CCP.
Mm-hmm. Because someone's already saying, someone already wants to buy a shirt. Where do you get your shirts from, Dusty? Fuck, you can buy them on my website. Give me a week and I'll put them up on there. Bang. I'll have to just put some plain black ones on as well, because I think by the time I get them embroidered, it gets almost too expensive to be reasonable for people who want to buy.
Over on the Unshackled Entropy, which I use the Entropy Enhanced software for every stream that I do, Merry Peasants Savage Nobles and Merry Peasants, he always comments and asks questions on Entropy. Has said, Aussie made, Kiwi made, he's a New Zealander, Taiwan made is good.
Yeah. Anywhere that's not communist is ideal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can get fucked. Oh, Sonic's on the fucking beers. It's been ages. How's your chat going, Sonic? I have not had any. I've been living in my own bubble on Telegram. I'm enjoying it.
I'm in enough chats as it is.
Yeah, I use Telegram. I'm like in my chat. I'm in my Proud Boys chats. And any other group I'm in, I'm just hunting for memes. I'm just constantly just looking for something that's going to make me laugh, a video or a meme that's going to crack me up. We've had a good run this week. People have been finding good as memes for my Dusty Telegram chat, which I fucking appreciate that. There's nothing like waking up and there's just a heap of fucking good memes and funny videos to watch.
Yeah, you make
just
sure
like,
because they
yo.
can always get lost on feeds that you save them to your
Yeah.
phone. They can always, because I put up lots of memes and what did you say, doctored satirical documents on my show because poorly labeled satire is some of the best entertainment. Have you heard that?
Do you just wake up and read threads, Tim? Just like an argument, someone's in a chat just arguing, and just read it.
No,
Just read it.
That.
Just feed on a thread of hatred and anger.
I tend to read Twitter #hate.
Yeah, so you do read threads of hate.
Well, not Facebook threads, but definitely Twitter threads. Because that's how I found out that apparently there's going to be a women's justice march in Australia on this Monday because of all the alleged rapey politicians and staffers.
There's a pandemic of rapey politicians on the earth, Tim.
Oh, according to these Twitter feminists, only on the conservative side. I mean, they would never say that Bill Shorten is a rapist, or Bill Clinton, or Bill Clinton is a rapist.
You mix them up, yeah. I reckon Bill Shorten is a rapist. I mean, Bill Clinton.
Well,
sorry, that was a misspoke there.
Yeah, there's a lady who, unlike the woman who accused Christian Porter of rape, Kathy Sheriff, she's very much alive. She alleges that she was raped by Bill Shorten at a Labor youth camp many years ago. Victoria Police said that there was no case to answer, and so that was good enough for the leftist feminists on Twitter, and so they thought that they would then campaign for Bill Shorten to be Prime Minister, but Kathy Sheriff, she still wants justice.
I fucking didn't even hear that. I was checking. Oz Rocker said, check your bloody Telegram, and I went and had a look. Thanks, Oz Rocker. That was a fucking good meme. Make sure you post that shit in my chat. Sorry, Tim. I'm fucking zoning out.
MichaelSmithNews.com. He's featured extensive coverage on Kathy Sheriff's claims and her campaign for justice.
This is the rape, all the rape that's been happening. What's wrong with these people?
Rapists?
Yeah, what's wrong with them? Where does all this rape come from in the heart and mind?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Of course, rape tragically has occurred throughout history. But what is also sad is that there's a lot of false accusations of rape and sexual assault now.
Anything is a rape these days. If the full hard out demonic feminists had their way, you couldn't even fucking look at them. They'd be like, rape me with your eyes.
Well, it's sexual harassment. Staring at a woman, unwanted staring. So if you give you see, I know that you're a married man, Dusty, but your eyes tend to wander sometimes. As long as you look, don't touch. You see an attractive woman and you give her the up and down. Apparently, that's sexual harassment.
This is the world we live in. The scale of offense is out of control. These new rules, Tim, you can't even keep up. What's going to happen? What about all these teenagers? They're like walking around looking everyone up and down. They're like...
Yeah, and there's been talk this week that there needs to be more consent training in primary and secondary school, because apparently we're told that some boys don't know they're committing sexual assault and some girls don't know that they're being sexually assaulted.
Holy fuck.
Unless they're told.
See, this is how they create like a degenerate society, Tim, right? They throw out all the traditional values, right? They throw the dads out of the homes, or they rubbish the family, the nuclear family and traditional values, And then it's like they play catch up and they're like, oh, fuck, now rapes are out of control and, oh, we need to pass all these, you know. If you have good family values and have a society that's just, you know, use your manners, be nice, honor your fucking elders. I don't know. We wouldn't be going down this road. And now they're playing catch up with all of the list of fucking retarded rules that common sense would have taken care of.
Yeah.
So they love it, Tim. The more degeneracy, the more rules they can make.
Everything
it's like a win-win for them.
Yeah, everything is violence and discrimination and bigotry today. Like, of course, the past week, if you think that Meghan Markle is a narcissistic, sociopathic attention seeker out to gain as much both a professional and monetary clout, then you're a racist. In fact, Piers Morgan has been, well, he's mutually parted ways with ITV and Good Morning Britain because he criticized Meghan Markle. And so, like, Meghan Markle, the
bitch is fair game.
She's
fair game.
But you only
she
know
can't
that
hide behind.
You only know that she's black because you're told that she's black.
Yeah. It's fucking fantasy
she just
in her
looks
head. She just wants to be a victim. Like, oh, my victim status. Like, the bitch already fucking had a hit TV show before she met fucking Ginger.
Oh, no, come on. You're exaggerating her career achievements. Come on. She was always a B-grade actress who nobody had ever heard of before she got engaged to Prince Harry.
People were drooling over that show. What was the name of the fucking show? Help me in the comment section. Suits.
Yeah,
when that came out,
where she showed
people thought that show was awesome.
Did she show her boobs on that show, or was it something else she was in?
I can't recall her showing her jugs.
Oh, she has. She has.
It was probably pretty flat-chested, I'd imagine.
Is that yeah? That might be a racist thing if you.
If she. Black, I don't know. Aren't black women supposed to have big tits? I don't know. Were they flat? I don't know. It'd be sexist. Now I'm sexist, Tim. Now I'm sexist and racist because of
but of course
they went on how fucking hot she was on that show. I remember, like, at the time when that show came out, we had 5 people living with us, like all the youth leaders. We all lived together, and we'd watch that show together, and we'd all be like blah blah blah. We'd be fucking cunt. People would be watching it downstairs. We'd be watching it upstairs, and we'll be talking shit about it. And it was like, you know,
she's an attractive woman, no doubt about that. She just has
not anymore because she's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, she has a repulsive personality, which just makes her not attractive.
And he is just fucking like he needs to grow a fucking set of balls.
He's a cuck. He's a full cuck.
He used to be. We were like, yo, the prince flying choppers in Afghanistan, slaying the fucking demonic jihad.
The Chad prince, and don't forget, he was known as a womanizer. He was photographed groping a girl at a party. Don't forget, he is.
But was it consensual grope? They loved the grope. When the prince groped that woman, she liked it.
She probably did, but it was just embarrassing for it to be on the front of the tabloid papers. And don't forget when he got photographed with no clothes on in Las Vegas partying.
Sonic reckons they didn't care if the baby was black as long as little Archie wasn't ginger.
That could be true. I don't think there's ever been a royal ginger, and of course there's always been the speculation that he's not a real royal, that James Hewitt is his father, not Prince Charles.
Yeah, the ginger gene is like the ultimate inbred white gene or something. So they need to chuck a little bit of black in there to balance out. Like we all know the royal lizard people family are a bunch of inbreds, Tim. So they need to mix the gene pool up eventually, you know.
And if the royal family is so racist, why was he allowed to marry Meghan in the first place?
It's just unbelievable to me. It's like one thing after the next. But the best thing about all this, it's like the whole world is like rolling their eyes. Like, man, Tim, last week we were like Mr. Potato Head and Dr. Zeus, and everyone was rolling their fucking eyes. I don't know anyone on this earth who wasn't rolling their eyes like, this is pathetic. And normal guys at my work, like 50, 60-year-old men, even spoke about this bitch this week, rolling their eyes at this bitch. And thank you. I'm just so grateful that the whole world is waking up to this bullshit, Tim. They're waking up every week. We don't have to do anything.
The race baiters and the feminists, they've just eaten up everything that Meghan has said. Even though she's one of the most privileged people on the planet, they're like, oh, poor Meghan, so discriminated against. So it shows that how dissociated
what discrimination? Oprah's like, doesn't she have a show on Netflix and something?
She has her own channel now. It's literally called OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yeah.
Her own channel.
She's the richest woman in America, and the bitch has got on little fucking the princess or whatever we call it.
She was the queen of daytime TV in America for 2 decades, and until she was dethroned by a lesbian of all people, Ellen DeGeneres.
Only another minority status group could overthrow her reign, Tim.
Yeah. Who's gonna be next? The queen of daytime TV? Maybe a drag queen or a transgender.
Maybe Milo Yiannopoulos is going to start a daytime TV show. You know, super straight.
Oh, he'd never be allowed on network US television. No way.
Nah, he's on censored TV.
Yeah,
he's there with the fucking lepers of society.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had another conservative cancelled from commercial free-to-air TV, Samantha Armitage of Sunrise, and you don't get too many of conservatives on those free-to-air breakfast or morning shows, but she was very solid over the years. Definitely balanced out David Koch, who. As we've seen when he went off at Pauline Hanson, claiming that the Christchurch Killers manifesto was like one nation policy.
Ooh, that's fucking savage.
But yes,
I didn't even know that was fucking said. So this bitch was like a bit of a normal human being.
You shouldn't refer to her like that. A lady. She was very much a lady.
You can see the photo. See this it's like over the years how she's changed.
Yeah, and basically she is leaving because her outspoken views style were too much for the rest of the Sunrise team. So it's a shame.
8 years. I guess she's changed a bit in 8 years.
And we lost Carrie Ann Kinley last year from Studio 10. Don't forget how base Carrie Ann was.
Yeah, so all these blonde bombshells who have like actually got a brain inside their heads, they're getting taken off TV.
They've got more conservative values than any of the men on free-to-air TV.
The men are fucking losers on these. Look at that Koshy. Yeah, Koshy fucking that cunt's got nothing in that skull raisin head of his. He probably just reads off he's got like cue cards in his hands, reading off a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
What a fucking loser.
Yeah, and you know that's like obvious that hug that he's giving Samantha. Obviously,
he's stabbing the bitch in the back with, you know what I mean? He's like, bang.
Stop referring to her as a bitch because she's not.
I can't. Sorry, Tim.
I'd love to hang out with Samantha Armitage. She'd be a hoot.
You'd get on the piss with her and just bang.
Same way.
Is she single? Tim, or is she
I'm
married?
not too
She switched
sure.
up. She'd have to be. Hang on, if I look at this picture, what's that? Nah. Yeah. She married? Yeah, she must be married. That hand with the piece of paper has got a wedding ring on it. Looks like a wedding band. 1, 2, 3 fingers. Yeah, she's married, Tim.
Well, good on her.
Koshi's got. See how like Koshi's hand. She's got one hand on his shoulder, and then her other hand's holding the bit of paper. Koshi's hand's on her shoulder, and Koshi's other hand is stabbing, just giving her the old prison shank. Like,
get out and stay out.
He's just fucking messing her up on the way out the door. He's a filthy vampire, that bloke.
They're probably after sunrise. They had the big security guards watch over her as she cleaned out her desk and gave her a push on the way out.
See you later. She'll be out like work. She's gonna go be like a barmaid now or something.
Oh, I hope not.
Like that.
I hope that we see her in some form.
Oh, catch a deadbeat. Thanks for tuning in, brother.
We've got another question from Savage Noble and Merry Peasants. Hi, boys. Are you going to the international anti-lockdown protest rallies 20th of March? And how are people? And how are the people of Bogan in Australia? As I said,
I'll be fucking taking a super straight banner with me to this protest. What is it, next weekend?
Oh, it's not really the place for that, given that it's an anti-lockdown protest. I mean,
yeah, but in Brisbane, it's like the organisers are like, it's a Freedom Day rally. They're kind of like the Freedom Day rally organisers, and it's all like any group that has just had enough of the madness is welcome to come and participate. They're really good. It's quite interesting. I mean, a lot of different people there.
There was a anti-lockdown protest outside Dan Andrews' Treasury Place office today. The organisers of it, Reignite Democracy Australia, they said that they weren't going to cancel the protest because Dan Andrews is in intensive care with his broken rib and fractured spine, because Victorians are still living under his jackboot despite him being crippled in the hospital. You obviously heard the news that Dan had a nasty fall, slipped on some stairs and fell down them at a rental on the Mornington Peninsula.
What a fucking idiot. Was he on the beers? Was it the hair of the dog? He woke up hungover and...
Well, that's one of the rumors going around, that he was at a property owned by the Lindsay Fox family, and when he'd had too many, he fell down the stairs.
What a fucking mess. The bloke shouldn't be... If he can't walk down a set of stairs, how's he going to run a fucking state, Tim? You know,
well, he hasn't run a state very well, as has been demonstrated.
He's running it into the ground. He's running it into the ground, Tim. All these filthy Victorians are mass migrating up to Queensland. We don't want yous. Build a fucking wall around this state.
So he's going to be out for 3 months because of the rehab that he needs. So we won't see his ugly, mean mug on the TV for that 3 months. We've got James Merlino, the Deputy Premier, as acting Premier. He's this short midget. We know how short he is because when he's spoken at Dan Andrews' press conference, the camera has had to pan down to like get him in shot.
Is he such a short ass?
Yeah, he is.
And now he's going to have is he going to be rolling out in a fucking wheelchair? Or be on crutches like some pathetic loser?
Well, James Merlino has said that Dan, the plan is that Dan will come back after his rehab to be premier. There's no leadership, succession talk or anything like that. So they're saying,
get rid of him. Do the old Koshy.
Yeah, there's
Stab
also
while they're like, oh, you know,
there's
your last day, Dan. Dan's in hospital. Good time to go in there and just fucking. Some Labor member will go fucking shiv him with a sharpened toothbrush.
There's also
Tim.
another rumor that the Chinese pushed him down the stairs because the Morrison government was all set to tear up his precious Belt and Road
That's
memorandum
exactly
with the Chinese government.
That's exactly what happened, Tim. His Chinese handler cracked the shits and was like, "You promised us Belt and Road, Belt and Road." Push the fucker down here. No more sake for you. You know, I think sake's Japanese. Actually, I don't know.
We mentioned sake before. Gen sake.
That was sake he was talking about. I wouldn't mind. I like the Japanese. You know, they're fucking completely different and filthy.
Yeah. And we
I
also
like the Chinese. I just don't like the communists.
We also had joining the political hospital ward Federal Health Minister Greg Hunt with cellulitis after 2 days after taking the AstraZeneca vaccine. We're told that his infection is not related to the vaccine, despite cellulitis being listed as a potential reaction to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Bang! This is the health minister, is that right?
Yeah, his office is just down the road from where I live. So yeah, he's based in the Frankston, Mornington Peninsula area.
Go pick at his office. Go down and do the koshy. While he's down and out, Tim, this is when you have to strike.
I've attended one of the anti-mandatory vaccination protests outside his office.
Fuck, I'll be down there every time. I couldn't help myself. Why doesn't shit like this happen in Queensland? It's too hot up here. We just get home and smash a few beers and we're like, fuck it.
It's really weird where his office is in. It's in the suburb of Somerville. It's like in an outdoor shopping area. So you have like a Coles and Chemist and Baker's Delight. And then out the front is Greg Hunt's office. It's next to a pizza restaurant. So you've got a senior federal cabinet minister's office with obviously lots of security in that. And next to it is a takeaway pizza restaurant.
Maybe it's like Pizza Gate, Tim. They're like ordering pizza. You know what I mean?
I'm sure some other people have sort of made that connection. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that his office just happens to be next to a takeaway pizza place.
This is the health minister who's like, you know, letting all this transgender surgery and fucking weird shit like that. He's probably a pedophile.
I don't think so.
Maybe. He has a pizza shop right next to his main office.
That doesn't mean
draw the lines, connect the dots, Tim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've walked right into as soon as I saw that his office was next to a pizza shop, I'm like, yeah, the conspiracy theorists are definitely going to. The QAnon people are definitely going to say, oh, look, the minister who's rolling out the vaccine, his office is next to a pizza place.
Yeah, fucking A. Did you see the South Park episode with the QAnon and Proud Boys are on it?
No, I've heard about it. Haven't watched it yet.
I'll fucking send it to you, Tim. I watched a little bit of it and I was like, yeah. They I guess in the South Park episodes, the Proud Boys are sitting there with the Q people. You know what I mean? But we're not. Proud Boys aren't even into any of that Q shit. We never jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but
even though I don't think the Q people are like. Every time I read an article, I'm like, I smell bullshit. I smell bullshit.
But certainly,
still good.
A lot of people are opposed to the Proud Boys. Some of those people have been exposed as known pedophiles. Remember that when Kyle Rittenhouse he shot into a crowd of Antifa in self-defense, he managed to hit and kill a known pedophile.
Oh yeah, it seems like predominantly.
I know
that's
that
what they are.
I know that there's an unofficial slogan of the Proud Boys: "All our enemies are pedophiles."
It's probably true. That's like the only conspiracy theory that I like. You know what I mean? It sounds like some Q shit, but it's real. Most likely real.
Well,
QAnon,
QAnon, we should just remind people, is a ridiculous conspiracy theory that there's this deep state. Well, there's this like whistleblower in the deep state called Q, who is saying that there's all this grand plan to keep Trump as president, arrest all the pedophiles, which hasn't come true. And this is where this sarcastic meme of "trust the plan, man" came from. I mean, what is that? Some of them still believe that Trump's going to be president this month, reinstalled.
Yeah, I seen that. Here, I'm changing it to "trust the plan." We just got rid of the Dusty Bogan website, so trust the plan. Little keck head up there. That's the way it is, Tim. That's right. We're fucking. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I want all the Q stuff. So they said the other day that Trump was going to step in, and they upped the like security in Washington again.
Yes,
they're like, no, we better stay. We better stick around these security because there's some other. It's bullshit. There's probably some Fed writing these Q bullshit like conspiracies, pumping it out, then saying. So then they're like, we need to keep the the increased security going because some Fed put a fucking bullshit piece out there. Circular reasoning, you know. Just remember the same Feds that tricked the Tiger King. The same Feds that got the Tiger King people. Remember that. Always remember that. The Feds set up the Tiger King, and because they did that, Tim, everyone has to be very fucking careful. Because if they're going to do it to the Tiger King and throw him in fucking jail and bait that fucker, imagine what they'll do to you. Imagine what they'll do to anyone. They don't have a fucking moral fiber in their body.
The lesson from that is don't fall for the bait. Don't fall for a honeypot.
Don't fall for the honeypot, man. Don't even fucking keep them away from you.
Yeah, it's the same thing as don't fall for a scammer. Like, have you ever got those phone calls from alleging to be from the tax office? There's the tax fraud under your name, and you better call us back. Otherwise, we're going to put out a warrant for your arrest and take you to the federal court.
Yeah, I got some. I think it was an email the other day, and it was like Australia Post, and it was like, "Oh, you need to pay $40 for your postage to make it to its location." There was some unmarked thing on the fucking, and I'm thinking, fuck off, because I send all the shit that all my hats and shit and flags, Australian made flags and hats that I post out, and I post them out quite regularly. I post them out on a certain email address, and then this fucking fake email came in on another email, and I was like, you fucking idiots.
They're still, particularly boomers, fall for these fake emails. You and I are savvy that we know if it comes from a like weird email address and doesn't address you personally, you know it's a scam. Yeah.
Probably some Nigerian who's very creative and should use the creativity for some other.
I noticed the Nigerian princes now. They don't have gold and diamonds anymore. They have all this money in Bitcoin now. That's the latest thing.
Crypto. Your great grandfather left you a fortune in crypto.
And I noticed that on our Telegram discussions, at least in the Unshackled one, we're getting a lot of Bitcoin scammers join who tell people to join this chat to get good Bitcoin advice.
Yeah, I had one the other day on my Telegram, came in and fucking posted up some bullshit. I iced him. I shivved him like fucking Koshi. He was gone in a heartbeat. What else have we got up on this fucking world, Tim?
Apparently, there's a few comments in your chat addressed to me. I don't know if you want to put them up on the screen. I've been alerted to.
Fuck. How far do I have to go back? I have to
they're
read all
recent.
these fucking...
They're recent comments.
Is it from Jim? I don't know. Who the fuck said it? Tim, I exposed you and your hypocrisy last night. Shame, shame, shame.
Yes, so
it?
there was an expose on me and the Victorian Proud Boys by Anxious Aussie at midnight last night, who apparently destroyed me, showed me as a hypocrite and a misogynist as
You're a
well.
misogynist.
Yeah, I'm still reeling from her expose. It's like how I found it hard to recover from Peter Grace's Patriots videos and memes. They just cut me so bad.
I can't believe that I had a fucking misogynist on my show. Honestly, you've honeypotted me, Tim. Yeah, I love that potato rot guy. His video he put out of me.
He definitely, he definitely has a rotting body.
He put out a video of me and Black Lungs doing beer bongs on the fucking deck, and he's like, Proud Boys doing typical Proud Boys stuff. It's like, we're playing beer pong and smashing beer bongs off the deck, mate. Like, you just made a fucking ad for me.
I think he's just jealous that you can drink beer and it doesn't just go right through you like it does for him.
Mate, I've lost 5 kilos with my fasting, Bang. No fast food, no junk food, no coffee, no sugar.
Yeah.
Cutting back on the beers. 5 kilos. I was 100 kilos, and I'm 95 now.
Yeah, if you cut down on the beers because it's full of...
I've been hanging out all week for a beer, and I was like, oh, I actually really enjoy Budweiser.
It's a US
It is
beer.
brewed. It's brewed in Australia, but so most of them are fucking owned by Japan or
which as we said last week, there's nothing wrong with the Japs owning our beer. I mean, they're not going to hold our iconic beer hostage.
I'll drink Jap beer any day.
Where it's looking like that they're speaking of Japan, the Tokyo Olympics will go ahead, but there'll be a ban on foreign spectators, which I can understand. And like, we're still banned from leaving Australia anyway. This is why I find this holiday at home tourism ads so stupid and a waste of money. That's why you banned us from leaving Australia until at least June this year. But do you hear about the?
So if I came to Melbourne on holiday, Tim, and I'm considering going on.
Yeah, you can get a government subsidy now, and all the state governments have their accommodation, travel vouchers as well. You can get. You can get. Yeah, there's no such thing as a free lunch until 2021.
No shit. What can I do in Melbourne if I come down there? Where am I going to go? Where are we going to go, Tim? You're taking me out somewhere.
Oh, there's still plenty of culture here as well. I would only want you to see the southeast of Melbourne. Don't go north of the Yarra. That's where all the hipsters live, or the Labour electorates are.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, I know if I go, if you come to Brisbane, right, I'd be like, right, we're going to the casino, we'll go to South Bank, we'll have a fucking beer in the beer garden. You know what I mean? We'll go to the fucking, I don't know, we'll go to the bloody City Hall, check it out, heaps of bars around there. We'll go down the Gold Coast, we'll go to the theme parks, we'll go to Steve Irwin's fucking zoo. What am I doing in Melbourne? Tell me, Tim. Off the cuff is just fucking nothing. We're going to go watch a game of AFL.
Are you an AFL fan? I know that Brisbane is rugby country.
It's rugby country, yeah. It is.
Yeah. I know that AFL fans get assaulted in Brisbane. They get a football thrown in the groin, and they say this is rugby league country.
Oh, man, Ipswich is getting the Lions are moving their clubhouse out to Ipswich to Springfield Lakes. So Ipswich is they're trying to get AFL to be. They're really trying.
At the taxpayers' and ratepayers' expense, of course. They'll probably stay at Ipswich for a couple of years, then they'll move back. I mean, St Kilda Football Club, they moved to Frankston for a bit, then moved back after the council and state government spent so much on their premises down there.
Yeah, they'll build it up, but it'll be all right. Like, if they build this nice big fucking... It's kind of like going to be a small stadium and a clubhouse, and I'll be able to go down there and have fucking... play the pokies and, get on the beers. It'll be all good.
Please don't use... You're triggering me with saying get on the beers because that's Dan Andrews' catchphrase.
Yeah.
He's in the intensive care ward where... He's not going to, get up on his purple backdrop for a number of months now. So please,
What's up with the purple backdrop? That's the state colours? That's the colours he's decided to use.
Well, that was the purple that he used for the slogan "Staying apart keeps us together." That's when he did all these lockdown announcements. It was called the Purple Wall of Doom. He's gotten rid of it now. It's now a white background which says "Stay safe, stay open." Because his marketing team realised that the purple backdrop was very triggering for Victorians. They associated it with bad news.
That's excellent. He's ruined the colour purple, Tim, whilst almost ruining fucking Victoria for everyone.
Well, also the trans Marxists also ruined purple with having purple as the trans color.
Yeah, the purple Teletubby was the trans Teletubby. I was always skeptical of purple.
And there's the LGBT school day called Wear It Purple, and they encourage school children to wear purple.
It's fucking disgusting, mate. I always campaign against that purple day, trying the indoctrination. I tell you what, if they try that shit when I have my kids in school, Tim, it will be the fucking worst day of their lives. I'll be picketing. I'll be fucking super straight banners in front of the fucking school, Tim.
You'll be
I'll be handing out flyers at the school. Super straight flyers with the super straight fucking banner in front of the school, Tim. They hope that they get the shit out of their system when my boy's in school.
Well,
they'll
remember that,
dreaming.
Yeah, they obviously my state of Victoria pioneered the Marxist Safe Schools program designed by Ros Ward. But don't forget, your state in its schools had the genderbread person.
Oh, the genderbread person, and that was after they said they were going to get rid of the safe school program.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to get rid of it. And then they had the genderbread person.
Don't forget they were going to build a school in Fortitude Valley with gender-neutral toilets.
Oh, fucking hell. And all the boys are just pissing it. They're just going to piss on the ground anyway. It doesn't matter, eh, Tim? That would be just disgusting. They're just going to get rid of the urinals. That's the thing, right? There'll be individual cubicles.
Well, in some Scandinavian countries, to enforce gender equality, or you'd say you would say suppress gender stereotypes, they encourage young boys to sit down when they go to the toilet, not stand up.
In Scandinavian countries.
Yeah, like Sweden and Norway.
That is some fucked up shit, man. Get out of that country. I'll be like, fucking, I'm on the first bandwagon. I'll be moving to Mexico and fucking climbing Trump's wall, Tim. That's what them people need to do. Be like, get one of them Biden shirts, and there's all these like blonde-haired Scandinavian people like, Biden, let us in, can't.
Though I have to say, my preference, when I go to like a public restroom, is for cubicles. I value my privacy. I don't like to whip it out.
Take a splash,
yeah,
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah,
with the boys.
Yeah,
you really got to go to just slam it out.
Yeah, I'd rather wait a bit longer in a queue just so I can get the privacy of the cubicle.
I couldn't do it, eh?
Oh, well,
No one's looking at your dick anyway.
Well, who knows? Because you stay focused like straight ahead, so there could be like you don't know someone peering on your shoulder.
Just bang, having a look.
I remember one of these, what is it, candid camera shows, thought it would be funny to have a setup in a men's bathroom where they have an actor at a urinal laugh at another man's penis.
One time I went to some, I don't know where I was, but there was like all the Asian guys were lining up. And all the Aussie blokes are just like pissing next to each other. And the Asians are like pissing in the corner. It was fucking weird, man. It was like, no, what is happening here? This is fucked up. No one's looking at your dick, boys. Get over it. Unless it's some fag, you know, weird who's like fucking perving up on the place, some trans lesbian.
Unfortunately, there are predators who have been at public restrooms and that.
Yeah. True. I don't know. That's right. I just get in there and get out, Tim. I don't sit around to fucking, you know, start a conversation. I had some dude, I went to this cowboy bar in Brisbane City, right? And I was taking a piss and someone's like, oh, I hear someone like saying something like, what the fuck? And this drunk Irishman tried to grab me on the ass. And I was like, what the fuck, cunt? Get out of here. And then I was like, fuck off, cunt. Got out of there. And then it was like an hour later, I was at the bar. I was like, oi. And I pulled up at the bar and then he comes up next to me. And I'm like, oh, you faggot. What the fuck are you doing? And then he's like, you cunt. And then bang, he shouted me a beer. And I was like, hey, see you later.
Yeah, it makes up for the groping.
Yeah, it made up for the attempted grope.
Yeah,
he got a mouthful, but
yeah, it was immediate compensation. It was like a sexual harassment lawsuit settlement.
It was like a sexual harassment lawsuit settlement in a cowboy bar, Tim.
Mm.
You know, it was Johnny Ringo's. They used to have a mechanical bull there, right? So, you know, it used to be would go in and you'd hit all the bars with his cheap drinks, then go ride the mechanical bull at Johnny Ringo's and then head to the casino. But some fuckhead broke his neck on the mechanical bull. And, you know, that was it. That's the end of them days, Tim. We're never going to have the bloody mechanical bulls are gone in Brisbane. Which is a damn shame because if you ever made your way up to bloody Brisbane, the first place I would have taken you, Tim, is up to the fucking Johnny Ringo's to ride that mechanical bull and watch you axe yourself when you're on the piss. It was good fun.
I can't say I've been to a cowboy bar with the mechanical bull.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I would put it on my bucket list. I mean, there's still lots of...
But now they're taking it away, Tim. They've taken it away. Because you can't have a mechanical bull. You can't tell jokes. You can't... Well, we can tell jokes. We're going to do it. And I'll tell you what, whoever wants to make money...
We can tell jokes at our own risk.
At our own risk, yeah. Well, it should be like riding a fucking mechanical bull, Tim. It should be at your own risk. You know what I mean? I want to bring back the mechanical bull. Even if I think like where they failed, the guy fell off the mechanical bull. Bang, he's fallen off. Somehow he broke his neck, right? Now I'm thinking like it was foam mats. But I'm thinking if it was a foam pit, he wouldn't have broken his neck, Tim. So we need to I would open a fucking cowboy bar with mechanical bull, but you just need like, I don't know, a foot and a half of foam blocks, so you can just at least the average person's head and neck deep of foam blocks or balls. You know what I mean? If anyone's listening who's thinking of opening a bar, tip of the hat to you. You could become rich.
Well, we hope that bars stay open in 2021. There's no more snap lockdowns.
Oh, the beast. He reckons Darwin still has a ball at the bar. Fuck yeah. We're going up to Darwin, Tim. They need a casino. You have a casino up in Darwin?
I
That's
saw
everything we need.
a tourism ad for the NT today. Their tourism slogan is CUNT.
Legends. CUNT. That's it. That's the slogan, Tim. Dead set.
There is, like, I know it's cringe, this holiday at home tourism campaign, but there's still, like, there's heaps to explore in Australia.
You know, they should be like, you go up to Darwin, right? You want to go to old mate's fucking bar with the mechanical bull. Hopefully there's a casino, right? You're laughing. You want to go on one of these boat rides where you can go see some crocodiles. I bet you there's some badass forward driving. You go hire a forward drive. You go fucking forward driving. You might see some crocodiles or some, I don't know, dingoes or wild aboriginals. Yeah. I don't know.
You know that.
See up there. Sounds fucking mad.
We might have discussed this before, but you know that it's important in the Northern Territory to know the two different types of crocodiles.
Saltwater and freshwater?
Yeah, saltwater is the massive, deadly one that eats tourists, while the freshwater one is a much more friendly, less aggressive one that probably won't eat you unless you antagonize it.
I probably would fucking just stay away from all of them, to be honest. You know what I mean? That's a little tip. That's a little tip for everyone listening.
Yeah, Steve Irwin, with his then infant son Bob, was feeding a saltwater crocodile.
Mate, I reckon that's like my future. I really want to. I could like take my whole censored TV. The whole censored TV show could just drift into me fucking catching wild animals and shit, Tim. Who wouldn't want to see that? I want to do it. This is the thing. You should only do, you know what I mean? Everything I film, it's what I want to do. And what I want to do, Tim, is go fucking catch a damn wild animal with my bare hands.
Australia's got...
How did... If I tomorrow go and catch a crocodile, Tim, and I'm like, yo, I'm Steve fucking Irwin style, son. I'm the Dusty Bogan. Is anyone going to fucking stop you? Is it legal? Are you allowed to do it? Or you just do it for the camera?
Probably
you do
not.
it for the camera. You catch and release. It's catch and release. You know what I mean?
I mean, Steve Irwin was accused of violating lots of wildlife laws during his filming for the Crocodile Hunter.
That's right. So the PC shit goes back. So it's only when we finished school. See, I finished school and became of age, and then I'm like, pick up on this bullshit. But the PC bullshit has always been there.
Yeah. Well, you graduated when around about the same time when Steve Irwin died.
It was devastating, Tim.
Yeah. And remember at the time that Jermaine Greer, she, that ex-Australian, I call it ex-Australian feminist, said, spare a thought for the animals. She believed that he didn't treat animals with respect.
She believed Steve didn't treat animals with respect.
Yeah.
That is fucking disgusting. Who is this demonic bitch?
You don't know who Jermaine Greer is? She wrote, what was that? The female eunuch, that women don't understand how much men hate them. That was in the 1970s now. But she's basically, she's really old now. She lives in the UK. She's basically a...
Did she have any children? Did she have a husband?
No. She's basically a dog mom. Yeah, she's basically a senile old hag now, but she's starting to say things which, are politically incorrect, because she thought that Julia Gillard shouldn't wear her, jackets because they showed off her big ass.
There you go.
Yeah, and she also is a... It
always catches up on him. It always catches up.
She's a TERF, trans exclusionary radical feminist. She says that trans women can't relate to cis women because they don't have to put up with smelly vaginas.
It's all gonna implode, Tim. All this madness is gonna implode. I'm just so glad that I'm super straight and I don't have to deal with this shit. You know what I mean?
Your mate Lyle is actually a fan of Jermaine Greer now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Lyle.
He's
One day I hope we get Lyle on the show. Me and Lyle used to get on, man. We were like, we still are. Like,
why does he think
mates.
you're going to jail? Does he think that, what is it, ASIO counter-terrorism are going to get you in the next year?
I just told him, man, if I go to the Slammer, I'm going to preach the gospel, and there'd be like Proud Boys chapters and fucking churches happening. In
regardless of what he said about you, you still support his freedom of speech in the Queensland Tribunal.
He's a fucking legend, mate. I still back him all the way. He only said it tongue in cheek. He's a shit stirrer as well, you know. That's what I always liked about Lyle.
Yeah,
he was happy to have a bit of banter every chance he got.
It got written up in the Sydney Morning Herald, the Church and State Summit. Basically, it was quite a flattering piece saying that you're plotting a Christian right takeover of the political parties.
I mean, yeah, no, it was like, I read this. Yeah, it was almost like word for word, but like dead set. They literally quoted some of the stuff.
Yeah, Dave Pello is not the first person to encourage such a course of action. But basically,
some of this stuff was said like tongue in cheek. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I was sitting in the crowd, man. I was watching this speech, you know, and look at this fucking dweeb who wrote this, man. Smile, for fuck's sake. How the hell do I say this guy's name?
Michael Cozzoli. He looks like you would say a soy boy. I mean, he's got that sort of soy boy.
He can't even smile. I'm surprised that he can even look the camera in the eye.
Maybe the soy face was in the cutting room floor. They took several shots.
Did you think that, like, there was a professional camera person? Like, he's like, he got a professional cameraman or woman to take the photo, and he's like, they're like, right, look to the side.
You mean camera person?
Camera person, Tim. But I mean cameraman or woman, but yeah. Just so old Mickey doesn't write a hit piece on me next. Maybe Mickey, come around, Mickey will fix you up with a real fucking haircut. You know what I mean? Because that mate is fucking not a good look for you, son. I can't trust the guy who looks like this, Tim. You already know he's talking shit off the bat. You know, he's rubbishing, word for word quoting probably one of the greatest annual conferences that there is in this nation. Rubbishing it.
He's written this as clickbait for his left-wing audience. Look at these far-right Christians planning to take over major political parties, where I assume Dave Pello has seen this, but if I was him, I'd be incredibly pleased that this alarming headline has been written by somebody in the Sydney Morning Herald. Like, if I was Dave Pello, like,
hopefully the conference
I'm glad you're scared.
Hopefully the conference doubles in size. I think they only limited the conference has been doubling in size every year until this year, and they had to limit the ticket sales because of so it was COVID safe.
Did they just have it in a larger venue so you could sell just as many tickets, but like obviously maintain social distancing?
Well, they changed the venue, but it seemed like it was similar size to previous years, as in floor space. You're probably right. Like, you're probably right that it was actually much nicer, much more of a nicer venue. It was in a church, really nice, actually. It was a great conference, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this
Obviously,
little weed has like come out, and I'm so offended.
yeah.
Like, this is the thing. You can quote people word for word, Tim, but you're never gonna get like the they're never gonna get it in context. When they're like, ha 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 ha, everyone's cracking up, and it's clear that some things are clearly jokes, some things are tongue in cheek, you know. And he's taking it. He's just being a fucking dweeb here. But that's exactly what they said, Tim. You know,
and obviously, they included the quotes from George Christensen and Matt Canavan. That the left-wing media, they always love taking whacks at George Christensen.
Yeah, and he's got a sweet mullet, old George Christensen. I was gonna give him. I was hoping, like, what I was trying to do. I was gonna get George to be like. I was gonna be like, "Yo, George, can I film you?" I ran outside and I was because he left like mid fucking.
He's come on my program before, so I'm sure he'd do. He'd come on one of your streams.
Damn, I would. I was this is my whole thing. I was hoping to do with him, Tim. I was like, "Yo, dude, what you need to do is be like, I'll come up to you and I'd be like, yo, George, can we do an interview?" And he'd be like, "Fuck off, I don't do interviews with losers." And then puts on these sunnies and then like shakes his mullet and just walks away from me. And I would have been like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I just totally wanted to do that. And then like I was like, no, he's going. I'm sitting in the crowd and I watch him get up and go, and I'm like, fuck. I hope he isn't going. I hope he comes back. He didn't come back for ages, and then I'm like, fuck. I left. And then I'm like, I walk out and I'm like, fuck. He's like gone. He's like at his car about to drive off. And I was like, fuck. And I was going to do this full bit, and it didn't happen.
So because he has lefty journos like stalking his every move, like before we got into the meat of the interview, when I interviewed him on Wilms front, he had to ask me, I've just got a few screening questions. Are you a racist? And I was like, no. Do you spread conspiracy theories? No. Are you a neo-Nazi? No. Have you worn a funny Pinochet t-shirt? And I said, yes. And he's like, 3 out of 4. Okay, we can do the interview. Yeah. Old Christina Keneally was very triggered by that interview.
That's awesome, Tim. I think I got a few interviews from that conference, which was good. One of them was an author, some dude who was selling a book there, and another guy was one of the speakers who did a talk on critical race theory. So they'll be coming up on
I hope that he was speaking to say that it was bullshit.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It was a fucking normal as bloke, and he's just like, this is absolute fucking madness. And I was lucky because I was off doing... We did like a boxing day with Gavin Top. He's like Australian middleweight champion boxer. So I missed one of the sessions, or a few of the sessions on the conference. And I got to fucking... Luckily enough, I got to interview the dude who spoke about critical race theory, and he was a fucking legend. So that interview's coming up on Censored TV.
Which, of course, if you want to see those, you got to subscribe. Which obviously, Gav McGuinness gets a cut, but more importantly, you get a cut as well.
You. And you know what? I'm not getting any fucking super chats or lemons anymore, but people are still generous. You know what I mean?
Well, you need to learn how to use entropy. I mean, I haven't got any super chats tonight, but they come around from time to time. So you gotta learn how to use entropy.
Yeah. People just randomly donate to my PayPal.
Well, that's just as good as as well. But I'm surprised you still have a PayPal. Like, that's amazing.
Man, I'm a fucking straight up good bloke, Tim. Why would anyone want to deplatform me at all?
Well, that's not what writers at The Guardian have said. and people at the White Rose Society have written.
The White Rose Society dropped their article about me, Tim.
Oh, is it gone?
Find it. It's gone, son.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Maybe they do have a soul.
It's because I took it
and conscience and realized that they slandered you.
It was out of control. That White Rose Society article was just fucking the most garbage thing ever. It was quite funny to read it because they called Anthony Albanese a white supremacist also in the same article. So it was it was actually a work of art, and I wish that article was still up because it was just unbelievable.
The internet is forever. I'm sure there's some website that has archived that.
Fuck, I need to find it again. It was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. And the Guardian one's still up there.
Oh,
my mum rocked up to my house like 2 months ago and was like, "There, the Guardian wrote an article about you." I'm like, "It's 2 years old, Mum." Yeah. And then she was having a spiel the other day to me, like, "I'm gonna get the COVID vaccine," and I was like, "What are you reading every day? You're just like putting garbage into your brain." So I teed her up with some good fucking websites to read news from. Put them on her home screen on her phone. I'm like, read this shit. Stop reading the pus that you're putting into your soft head. I don't have a soft head.
She takes Greg Hunt's advice. She's going to take the vaccine.
Yeah, she said, I'll take the vaccine. Wasn't there like some Navy ship where 8 of the crew got sick?
Yes, I've heard of that. Anthony Kaloof of Australians versus the Agenda, he's reported on that. He's doing spectacular work on his Facebook page. He was one of the Victorians charged with incitement over the Freedom Day protests back in September last year. We've been going for nearly 2 hours now, so we probably should
wrap it up, boys.
It's been a blast. I'm nearly out of goons, so that's a good time to
mate. I'm jealous. I love goon. I can't wait to get back on the goon. But thanks my sponsor Budweiser. No, I wish.
Yeah. So this concludes only for myself, the Unshackled Productions for a day, because the weekend, I don't normally stream. There's not normally Unshackled Productions on a weekend, but there's going to be a special. Not really. Well, I'm going to be participating in a stream Saturday night. We're going to be paying tribute to one of the number ones fans of the Unshackled, and then on Sunday night, a special time Sunday night, the Brawler and the Brain with myself and Jared Seaby is going to air 8:30 p.m. Melbourne time on the Unshackled YouTube channel. We're going to be discussing a new fan of our work, and a new fan of, or should I say, the Proud Boys as well.
Sweet.
So we're awesome. We're going to be paying lots of tributes this weekend.
Cool. You're fucking busy, man, Tim. Good on you, mate. I mean, before I had my boy, I used to love doing 3 streams a week. I was actually reminiscing the other week, and I was like, what did I love doing the most? Even right now, I'm shooting a censored episode on the weekend and doing Thirsty Thursday, and I was like, I loved riffing for an hour and a half 3 times a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It's just so much fun. Thanks, Tim, for fucking another good show, mate.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of you that you get to talk shit every night. I love it. You're a bit more professional than me.
I do have a life outside of broadcasting, such as yourself as well. So I don't want people to get the impression that this is all that I do.
I have a huge full life. You know what I mean?
But I don't have an infant son, which I know is a lot more.
Yeah, that's definitely like when you have kids, it's like priority. The priority is that I can be a good husband.
Mhm.
That's number one. And
Well,
by being a good husband, I'm a good father.
In a couple of years' time, I have no doubt that Dusty Jr. will be like crawling onto the stream in front of the webcam, because that's what a few of my guests who have joined from their home studio have had their kids crawl across the screen, which I don't mind. It's cute.
Crawling in the background there. I could imagine a little kid in the background of yours crawling past you, Tim.
It's one of the flag. It's one of the new normal things with everyone broadcasting from home still, because it actually is pretty cool to broadcast from home again. If you have kids, they'll sometimes crawl in front of the camera.
Bloody oath.
Yeah.
All right, well, fucking thanks everyone. Cheers, D Live and Censored TV. Thanks, old Nick. Butterfuck Niggs is his name. You commented a lot tonight.
Yeah, and thank you to Savage Nobles and Merry Peasants for your noble and merry contributions, as per usual.
Good as gold. We'll catch us next Thursday. Make sure you tune in with Tim tomorrow and all weekend. You're going hard.
Oh, Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow night I'm having off. Yeah.
Friday's getting on the beers.
Friday, I'm probably gonna maybe see a movie.
Smash a sack of goon.
Yeah. I'd no doubt be Hollywood propaganda, but I'm smart enough to psychoanalyze that. And
what are you gonna go watch? What's out there? I don't even know what's in the cinema. Well, you don't even know. You're like, I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah, that's what I do. I get invited to go to the cinema to see this movie, and I was like, yeah, I'll view it and see what it is. I've seen all sorts of weird movies. I saw, Wonder Woman 1984 at the beginning of the year. I saw a couple of years back Black Panther. So yeah, I've seen all sorts of movies.
Fuck, I haven't been in the movies in ages. I only watch Mel Gibson movies when they come out. I have to. Mel Gibson and Sylvester Stallone. I have to go.
Yeah.
I get drawn to the cinema.
I seem to get lots of movie vouchers for like presents. So like, obviously,
there you go.
Yeah, I spend most of those on the candy bar. Maybe 10% of the voucher on the actual ticket, and then the rest on the.
This is the trick. You want me to give you a tip about going to the cinema, Tim? You need a woman with a big handbag so you can sneak a 6-pack in her handbag.
They have a
tranny, like whatever, whatever's socially acceptable to wear a hand. Maybe men can wear a handbag.
The cinemas now, they're basically like a really fancy like bars now. Like you can get like a full cocktail from basically the Hoyts or Village bar to take into the cinema there.
You don't have to. I don't have to smuggle in a 6-pack anymore.
You can get a fruit jingle or Bloody Mary or whatever. At the
fucking smash a few daiquiris back, mate, while I'm watching Mel Gibson snap necks.
It's like gold class for everybody now.
Bloody oath. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Alrighty, God bless, and we'll catch us next week, eh?
Cheers.
Yeah.